start to bring light to this epidemic. So welcome, Ruben Lee Sims.
Thank you very much.
Good morning. Excuse me, I'm going to be reading instead. I'm still dealing with a lot of brain fog, so I'm going to use my notes to keep me on track. Yeah, but I'll get right into it. I won't go over the time too much. I've had Lyme disease for 34 years and began treatment for the first time in January 2016. I was active in the Air Force when I contracted Lyme disease in Southern California in 1982. I know exactly when, where, and how I was infected. In 1982 was the same year Dr. Identified the spirochete that causes Lyme disease. Okay. Experts claimed that Lyme was only existed in endemic areas of the northern United States. Okay, that statement caused California Lymies and other Lymies a lot of harm, because many doctors still believe you cannot get Lyme disease in California. As a military man, I was punished under the Uniform Code of Military Justice with 2 Article 15s and was court-martialed nearly twice, because doctors said there was no disease that could cause my many symptoms. I was committed to a secure psychiatric wards 3 times. As a hopeless hypochondriac, I was told I would stay on the psychiatric ward until I got better. After a congressional investigation, I was finally discharged after 14 years of highly recognized and awarded military service. I stood before a military hearing where attorneys laughed and they joked as they decided I was no longer fit for duty and discharged me. They took away all my benefits, pay, and health insurance, and I was essentially done on the streets, homeless, disabled, unable to work, with a wife and a child that I could no longer provide for. 3 decades after my discharge, the VA still cannot diagnose Lyme disease based on symptoms. I learned I had Lyme disease from a May 2015 Costco Magazine article that encouraged me to review my medical records and study Lyme disease. The review taught me that the same rash that started 3 decades ago was the acrodermatitis chronica atropicans rash, commonly called the ACA rash, that is caused by untreated Lyme disease. This was supposed to be only in European Lyme disease, not in the United States, but here I am with it. Nonetheless, it took 6 months of constant confrontation with the VA to bring in someone that understood Lyme disease. However, in December 2015, they brought in a Lyme expert. Unknown to me, the VA had already confirmed my ACA rash. The expert reviewed my medical records and found a biopsy that confirmed the ACA rash. Even though I was seronegative, the ACA rash confirmed my Lyme disease. After less than a month of treatment, my photophobia was nearly gone. The ACA rash just gradually disappearing. Okay. I was on the road to recovery. Now that was amazing. I had reached the point that I had given up on diagnosis and treatment, and I believed that I would die before my 64th birthday. That was in January. Okay. I became an organ donor because I knew organ donors would receive a biopsy and hope that they would find the spirochetes in my body after I passed. I prepared my family for my passing, and I instructed them to make sure that I got that biopsy. But now, after treatment, all of that changed. In just a few weeks, and rather than accepting that, I've actually had a renewed life expectancy. When the Lyme specialist returned to New York, she told me the VA had agreed to follow her treatment recommendation and would refill my doxycycline indefinitely. However, when I returned to the VA 2 months later, they decided to take me off the doxycycline and send me back to the infectious disease department for reevaluation. And I was outraged. I mean, they were taking away the only treatment that had done me any good, and 3-month period, I began to relapse. Then I knew I had to find a doctor that understood Lyme disease, or I would simply eventually die in the care of the VA. I heard about a doctor in San Diego whose daughter had Lyme disease. In May, he reviewed my medical records, including the biopsy that the VA said did not confirm my Lyme disease. And his comment was, all of this is Lyme disease. Okay? He doubled my doxycycline, put me on a second antibiotic, plus he put me on a Lyme diet and 2 herbs. I'm on the road to recovery again. Today I realized I had been dying on the doorsteps of the military and VA hospitals for nearly 34 years. And I wonder how many other veterans were dying. The VA did not recognize Lyme disease until 1996. That means that all veterans with Lyme disease prior to 1996 were misdiagnosed and left untreated. I also learned that so-called cough or illness was Lyme disease transmitted by sand fleas. However, I didn't find a single program that reached out to veterans with Lyme disease. It seemed totally irresponsible to me and leaves many veterans potentially dying on the VA doorsteps. With that in mind, I now advocate for veterans with Lyme disease. And I'm hoping that I'm working to make sure that veterans know about Lyme disease, and hoping that the VA and the medical services will assure that their doctors understand Lyme disease. I thank you.